Strong Toyota, leading the way every day. And strong Toyota, symbols of trust.
Senators discussed Bill 86, which would authorize the Port Authority of Guam to waive sovereign immunity to satisfy a prerequisite for approval of a $10 million commercial loan from the Bank of Guam.
My understanding is that simply that this waiver of immunity is to enable the lending institution to go in and file for a lawsuit to recover its loss and not be limited by the limits imposed by the Gov Guam Claims Act.
There were some questions, however, as to whether or not this could lead to a procurement protest because it was changing the terms of the procurement. Senator Atta conceded that this is possible, but he doesn't believe it will happen. Bill 86 was moved to the voting file. Lawmakers then discussed Senator Michael Nicholas's Bill 89, which creates a responsible reserve fund. The measure would set aside unpredictable sources of revenue, including prior fiscal year's accounts receivables, and place these funds into a separate account known as the Responsible Reserve Fund. Money from this fund will only be used for things like court-ordered amounts owed by the government of Guam, prior fiscal year's contractual obligations, prior fiscal year's unpaid wages due to GovGuam employees, and certain capital improvement projects, among other things. Committee on Appropriations Chairman Senator Ben Pangilinan spoke in support of the measure.
I think it's a good companion piece to the SAR fund account that once again allows us to track our revenues, identify what they are obligated to, make those payments, and begin to ensure that we are able to fund the things that we want to fund and that we don't fund things that we can't fund because the revenues are not there, because the revenues should be put into these two funds, identified and spent only when they are recognized.
Senators also discussed Senator Michael Limtiaco's bed and breakfast measure, or Bill 92. The proposed legislation would allow R1, R2, and commercial zones to be able to operate a bed and breakfast.
This bill attempts to create business opportunities for those that would like to pursue opening up their homes to our island visitors and offer our tourists a unique experience that engrosses them in our culture and aspects of our beautiful island that they seldom experience.